and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we'll be working on the Moomin House, issue 78 from D'Agostini. And you can see here I made the bread. Let me look at the other book from 77, see what it's called it. It is a it's a circular rye bread known as Reikalipa in Finland. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too badly, but it is a decoration for in the kitchen. So let's go ahead and get book 78 open. Then we'll get the parts out. We have a lot of stuff left over, and a lot is about to start happening in the house. We're putting a wall together. We're going to be doing windows soon. Just a lot of the stuff is coming together, and which means I now need to really figure out what I'm going to do for the lighting on it. Don't know for sure yet, but I've been thinking about it, and how I'm going to run the lights in it is going to really depend upon if there are solid walls. I think there is at least one wall that goes on and stays in place. I don't know for sure. So let's get the parts out. Similar to last time, we have FR1, FR2, and FR3. These are three FR1, 2, and 3. We got one of the FR1s, one of the FR2s, and it looks like 4 FR3s. We got FR4, 5, and 2 6s. Here's the 2 6s. We'll set these up here because I'll probably need them in a minute or two. There's the 2 6s. There's 5. There's 4. Similar to last time, these will be on the edge. This one comes with another dowel. Probably should have used the long one last time, but I used the short one. Got a couple of horizontal strips, a couple of vertical strips. This looks to be the window. Okay, that's a window surround. We've got the window, plastic that goes in the window, some molding pieces, and then more of the little metal discs. I just realized it's a little bit dark on the bench because I don't have all the lights on. Hang on just a second. And that it doesn't matter most of the time. There, that should help. But if I hold something up here, it gets dark because it's out from under the 2 lights on the wings. Okay, so similar to last time, we're doing 2 FR3s. Those are going to go on to the FR6s. Very much like last time. And same as before, the short tabs. Those 2 short tabs will go to the top. So where did I put it? I just had it. There it is. Got so much stuff on the bench right now. We're going to put that right there. Get the rest of the stuff cleaned out of that one spot, but I'll use a different one anyway. Throw some glue in here. See how badly this, yeah, this should be fine. I forgot to clean the paintbrush yesterday when I got done. But should be fine. It is a cheap brush, and it is just glue. The only thing I don't see right now is where is my pipette, so I can bring over some water. Oh, there it is. Again, like I said yesterday, this is just water out of my paint cleaning station. I've got one that you get fresh water every time you dip into it, so it's fresh water sitting there on the top. Okay, so mix this. And the thing about mixing paint with water, I mean not paint, but glue with water, is you don't know what the consistency is until you mix it. It's going to be kind of close, but not every time. So we'll put some in here, push this onto here, grab a clamp, do the same thing here. And do it again. Clamp this on. I think my throat's been messed up from the California fires. Even as far east as Illinois, I can smell the smoke from them fires here. And they also burn the hay in the fields. They clear the fields readying for the next spring, but it's bugs my lungs a little bit. Okay, so there's that. Set that up here to dry. We're going to take 3FR3 and 3FR1. So we're going to take 3FR1. We're going to put a 3FR3 on top of it, lining up those tabs or those slots as we always do. And just put it across. If it, well, actually looking at it, there will not be any spot where there's glue just hanging out, because this has no holes in it. So we'll set this on here. We'll go ahead and clamp it for a minute. Just making sure everything's good. And I'll put it together before it has a time to set up incorrectly. Like right now, I'm looking down here at the end, it's a little bit off, but it looks right there. This one's going to go FR2 at the top, so FR3. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue. I'm going to put these on as soon as I build them, instead of letting them sit for a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put this on here, like this, lining it up into the tabs. And there's the exact reason, because it's fighting me a little bit. I want to make sure it is seated, and these pieces are coming up too. May have to go back to the thicker glue for this, because this is coming loose. Yeah, and it's like there's no glue in there at all. So let's put some glue in here and see if it will indeed hold. What I'll probably do is just thicken that glue instead. Just add some more glue to it. Okay, get back on there. Interesting, that is not wanting to go on. There we go. Wasn't wanting to go on at all. I will go ahead and clamp this. Looking at it, I'll also see if I can square it up, because it's leaning a little bit. So set that there, FR2 and FR3. Horizontal strip FR2 is on the top. Okay, those are lining up. Just making sure. We'll put the glue on the bottom of this one. Just like this. I'm actually going to let this one set up for a minute or two before I put it on. Push the ends into the right place. Grab it with the clamp here. Grab it with a clamp here. And do the same down here. Except for I'm going to grab it on the end first. Then I will clamp it together. So I'm going to set this, let it dry for a minute, and be right back. Okay, it's been sitting here for a while. Let me go ahead and take this one apart. I forgot. I didn't even realize had not yet put this one on. But let's see. Yeah, that's holding now. So let's grab some of the glue here. And we'll put this top piece on. Wish that would stop rolling onto the table. And just make sure FR2 must go to the top. Again, it's kind of not wanting to fit in perfectly. Make sure that is down. Get everything loose here. Just see. And that one came loose as well on the bottom. Just pull that out a little bit. Put some glue in there. Hopefully once this glue sets, it will be straight, or at least it'll play nice and let me set it or straighten it if need be. It looks off square. There it is. Let's find out. No, it's square. See the bottom. It's square. At least it looks like it is. So, I don't know. Something's playing tricks with my eyes. Since I just put those pieces on, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything is set in place as best I can. So now, this time I'm going to remember. I always say after starting to put these things in that I should remember next time to put these metal pieces in before I glue the parts on. I'm going to do that this time. Put some glue in both holes. There's actually a rounded side to these, so I'm going to try and put the rounded side down because it should actually push in easier. Should's a really good word. Go ahead and get that push down in there, straighten the mat. I know somebody out there was being triggered by the mat being crooked. I know Todd gets triggered if my camera angle is off. Okay, try this with the needle nose pliers again. This one. And do the same thing on these two. I would rather have those holes a little bit too small where I have to use the needleless pliers to get this in than have them too big and allow the metal pieces to fall out rather than holding this to the wall once it's done. So that one looks like the glue was absorbed in here. Seem to be slowly losing my voice. That's rounded. So that was rounded side up. There we go. So those are both in. So now, let's see, this is FR5. Let's see which one is the FR5 goes over here. So we'll put it on here like this. Come on. Clamp it here. This one was in but has popped out. Clamp here. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully this will straighten out because every time I look at it, it looks crooked. And it looks like it's crooked, the top and bottom double layered pieces look, or where it look, or what looks like it's crooked. Short tabs to the top. Oh, that's why I'm holding it upside down, looking at it going, why are the short tabs on the bottom? It's because the short tabs are on the top. I've got it, I'm holding it upside down. There's that one. That one and that one. Let me set it here. Take a look. And yes, the only thing left to do is to do the 8mm pin again on the wall like we did last time. What I'm going to do though, is I'm going to set that there. Got that one sitting there upside down. add a little bit of glue to the reservoir here. I'm not going to thin that. I'm just going to use that full strength. So I'm going to put a drop in here. I know just about how long this pin needs to be. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put this down in there as far as it'll go. Then I'm going to eyeball it and clip it a little bit faster. Put some glue in both spots. I'm just about off screen with what I'm doing. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And with this one. That should, magical word there, should work out. So now let me spread glue across this level. Let me go ahead and grab this sliver that was sitting there. Just double checking to make sure I don't leave any in those two spots for the tabs. Let's see how well I guesstimated. There's one. There's two, and the third one is a little bit off. Let's see. I can see daylight until I pinch it together. So we're going to put a clamp on each spot here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday. I'm going to, last video, I'm going to take this, set it somewhere with the 1, 2, 3 blocks and something else to weight it down so that it will form relatively flat. Here, okay. Got a small problem here. This is not where it should be. Got a gap right here. Need to keep an eye on that. And this one's also loose. It's loose all the way across. I thinned my glue a little bit too much, I think. Come on, get back on there. That should come off. These should be able to come off. That's loose. Just a few little issues with things not doing what they should. Wow. That really wasn't, it was kind of anticlimactic right there. Put that one on there. Put this one, clamp on here. Not really anticlimactic, but not expected. So we'll put some glue on each of these spots. We'll get that back into where it's supposed to be. really suck to work on this for over a year, almost 2 years, to be honest, and have it come apart at the end. Put a little bit of glue here in the seams. The other side is doing the same thing. But it's because of this clamp there that's doing it. This one is as well. Okay, I'm just watching this and it's just getting worse and worse. That's okay. I will persevere. I will win. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to set this on a flat spot across the room and hopefully everything will set up. I will be right back. Okay, so that's across the room doing its thing. Just looking. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is going to be a long video, folks. So next thing we're going to do, they have you paint this first. I'm going to paint it once it's done. No, I'm not. I just realized. Let me just take a look real quick. I don't think you can paint it after it's built. No, because you got to put the window in there. So, let me double check. Okay. It's going to go together like that. What I am going to do is I'm going to, I'll wash this paintbrush real quick. Get the glue off of it before it dries in too awfully. Okay. Just drop the paper towel. So let me throw this down. Move this out of the way. So what we need to do is we're going to build this window as we're going along. I'm just double checking the way it needs to be put together. So it's going to go together like this, except for this window will be in here. Just like that. So the window's going to be in there like that. I need to paint the edges on the inside and out. Inside of it and out. So let me take that out of there. I'll set these each with the face that gets painted face up. Let's see, is there? There is not. I grabbed a bad bottle. Fortunately, I have more than one bottle of the craft paint. It's not going to take a whole lot of paint to do this. Just going to take some paint that's still liquid. Oh, that's even worse. That's about the extent of my white paint, so let me see what I can do with this one. Or do I? I'll hold off right now. I do have some ochre white paint if I have to. So let's see if we can get any paint to come out of here. Craft paint does get a little thick after a while. See if I can clear this nozzle out. Things that I could have done while not on camera. This is one of them. But I also know that some people want to see this because it is part of the process. Okay, there should be some paint there at the end. I heard it. So that is there. Let me get a paintbrush. I've misplaced my pipette again. It must have rolled off. We'll go without it. We'll just add the water to it with the paintbrush. That's not going to work very well. As long as I can get it to where it'll spread a little bit, we should be fine. Yeah, that's going to work fine. I'll go ahead and get the edges here, although I don't think they will be visible. So we'll set that one there. Do the same with this one. Trying not to paint myself, but it is craft paint, so it is water soluble. It'll come off pretty easy. Last part that's got to be painted. Okay, I'm going to pause the camera real quick while I get cleaned up and let that paint dry a little bit. Okay, this should be dry enough. It's not going to get too much paint on me. I'm going to take some wood glue, or some of the glue. I'm going to put it on here. And we're going to slide this in here like this. To make it easy, let me double check. I think they have you put two sides on and then the window. They do. They also have you put the acetate on it first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together like this. Yeah, paint's still wet on here. spots. I'm going to put this frame in here like that. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each side. I'll set it in the, once it's set in here, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to put the actual acetate in there with it having the possibility of getting paint on it. So I'm going to throw this in my paint dryer real quick for about 10 minutes to make sure everything is dry, and it should probably set up the glue as well. So I'll be right back in about 10 minutes for me and no time for you. Okay, I went ahead and put the plastic in the window because I forgot about the fact that it has to go behind here and down into these areas here. So we got that done real quick. So once we've got that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this. I'm just looking. We have these pieces here. Okay. That's right. We're going to have to push this against the window to where it's actually going to curve. These pieces are actually a little bit curved. So let me put some more glue in here. Actually, shouldn't have put glue in there. It's supposed to be quick drying glue or super glue. Which the super glue currently is clogged up. Let me grab this. Take this pin, pop it in here. I think I got it in. No, I got it beside there. That did not. Matter of fact, all it did was shove the pin over. Okay. Other method of doing this, which is to gently break the glue inside the tip there. See if I can get it to go in. That should have got it. There we go. So we can get a little bit of glue out of here. Let me see what it says. Attach parts using quick drying glue. Okay, so we're going to use quick drying glue. This is the outside. You've got a slight curve there. We're going to use quick drying glue overall. This frame part here goes on the top. So we're going to put some glue on here. May not have enough in there. Don't have enough in there actually. That's probably too much, but that's okay. So we'll put it across there. We'll line it up with the top edge. We'll grab a clamp, specific one. Clamp this down like that so it is, so you can see the curve is matching. And then we're going to do the same thing down here with this one. This one's going to go right here. This brush, The reason I'm doing it over top of the glue is because the glue is a little bit, has gotten a little bit thick, and so it strings a lot. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to get the bottom piece on. I'll attach the shelf afterwards, or the windowsill, I guess you'd call it. Get this bottom piece in place. I'm going to grab the other long nose. Nah, that's not good. Slid up. My other long nose clamp, which is not playing nice. And I'm sticking to the part. The top one hopefully is set in place. Yeah, that top one's holding. So now we'll put the ledge here. We'll grab everything together like that. Let that sit there for a minute. Yeah, this stuff is just starting to get so thick that it's really hard to use it that way. So we're going to put a little bead very carefully around the edges of the window. I mean a really little sparing amount. I'm more smearing it than putting any out of the bottle. We'll take this, we'll line it up behind here. Of course, the ledge came off. So there's one side. There's the other side. It's pretty much square. Put a little bead of glue across here because, like I said, the ledge came loose. Just hold everything like that for a little bit and make sure everything sets up. I'm going to put a clamp on here because it keeps slightly separating. And then I'm going to put a little tab on here that says 78 because you have to identify each of the windows later on when you're using them in the when you're attaching them to the house itself. So pen. Hopefully this pen works. So I've got 78 to put on there. I'm going to set this out of the way to dry because now we have a little bit of other work to do. Don't mistake it for the short cord. So the leftover pieces from issue 77 we're going to use. We got the short cord, we got the long cord. What it says to do is take your long cord and cut it in half. Just like that. What's that? Cut in step 1. Tie a nail, leaving approximately 10 millimeters. Okay. So much stuff on the bench. I have to clean it up again. Okay. So I want you to tie a knot around the nail here, leaving about 10 millimeters down, sticking out on the other end. We're actually going to do that on both of these cords. Come on. That's really close. Stick the nail in here. Hopefully I can keep it from falling through. So there's the first one. We're going to do the exact same thing with the second one. And the length past the nail doesn't matter that much. The length on this side of the nail is what's going to matter. Get the second nail in there, if I can. So now this next couple of knots is going to actually matter. What I'm doing right now is I'm going to put a little bit of CA on the knots that are on the nail right now. So we're supposed to take the thin dowel. We're also going to be working with stove, so I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we have all these dowels left over. This one here is the thin one. About 5 millimeters from the end. So right about here, it says to tie it to the, it says 5 millimeters from the end of the dowel. We need about 30 millimeters here on the string. So I'm going to lay that on here and figure out how to do this, because I've got to tie a knot roughly at that point. Let me go ahead and start the knot, pull it down this direction. Not quite far enough down. So we're going to get this. We're going to get the dowel in there. We're going to pull it over, make sure it stays in place. We're going to move this in, make sure it's about 5 millimeters in the end. That's about 5 millimeters in. That's about 30 millimeters. So now let's put a little drop of glue on this knot. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. I will be right back. Okay, so now we're going to take the bread that I made from the last issue. And it actually said to make 5 pieces, and then it said something about 10. So I have a lot of these things. Let me see. Let me see if I can file this a little bit. Not sure how well you can file clay. Actually, that worked really well. Trying to get them to be somewhat uniform in shape and size. Well, they're uniform, but some of them have a little bit of a lip on them. We're going to hang these on here. That one should be okay. Most of them are pretty good, but some of them have a little bit, like this one here. A little bit, and it comes off really pretty easily. And that's from the way I made them. It said to cut them out with a knife. I actually just took the top of off of a different kind of super glue and pushed it down into the clay. Then I used a straw to peel these out, peel the center out. This one needs a lot of work. We'll take that one last. I think this is kind of a neat little touch. I have a ton of this stuff hanging on here. Since they are hand formed, they're not perfect, which is perfect for me. So I've got these that are going to hang above the stove. Now the fun part is going to be to get this stick, or this knot, about 3 centimeters down, just like the other one is. So I'm going to put the stick or the dowel down here, 3 millimeters, or 3 centimeters, sorry. Push these to the other side. Looks good. Doesn't have to be completely exact, but as close as possible. Put some glue on here. Go back and double check this one, make sure it's got glue on it. I'm going to go, whoops, I almost screwed that up because they were sticking, one was sticking up, one was sticking down. So now we take scissors. I trimmed my fingernails today. And we're going to trim this thread off of here. Like that. Hopefully nothing comes undone. This one's too far down. I'm just screwing this side up. All kinds of bad. Nice, it does slide a little bit. I could have also used some thread glue that I have. I just happen to have the super glue right here, and it dries a lot faster than the thread glue. Okay, so that's ready to go in the house once it's done, or once I bring the kitchen over. We'll set that here. And then with the last two nails here, let's see, attach short cord to the stove hood, tying a nail near either end of the cord and inserting them into the hood. So we're going to put a thing up here. We want it to hang down a little bit, so we're going to do a knot here. I'm trying to make sure I don't make it too short or too long. About 1 centimeter from the end should be good, I think. That's further than 1 centimeter from the end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in here into, I'm going to drop it first. I'm going to stick it in here into the hole that is on the front of the stove. Not all the way, just enough to hold it. Try this again. See if I can get this on here. Hold it tight while I pull it tight like that. Get a little bit of glue. Put it onto the knot. And do the other side as well. Big thing is I want to make sure that it has enough room to hang down a little bit. That one's not far enough away from the end. So we're going to set this one in place. We're going to see put this one through and adjust that knot a little bit. Pull it tight like that so that you can see it'll hang down just a little bit. Pull this tight. Put some glue on here. Just looking, it does not say to glue the nails in there. I'm pretty sure they should be, but maybe not. Oops. Yeah, there needs to be some glue in there because otherwise they're just going to fall out. So there's the first one. Some glue in this hole. Pull this over. There's the second one. That one's set. Been a long time since I saw this stove, but now we've got the string hanging down there. The hood's actually kind of loosely put on here. So now, cut the excess off of the thread. Hopefully, come on. Yeah, just like that. So now, let me clean the bench off a little bit. Because what they want you to do is put in the kitchen here, we're going to put the stove. Why is it not? Oh, okay. Stove is going to go about there, and I just knocked the pipe off of it. Hang on. I just knocked the pipe loose. Guess it's been a while since I've worked with this stuff. I don't think it was ever glued in the first place. That should. I was going to say that should come off, but it doesn't. Put that back on there. Come on, fit in that hole. There we go. So now the stove pipe is back where it belongs. This is going to go in here like this, and then the bread is going to hang across these between the one nail's going to go here, one nail's going to go here. It's going to hang, but not against the stove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause, get that done, come back and let you see what it looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, that was a little bit interesting because what it tells you to do is to put the nails into the ceiling using the new pair of needle nose pliers. It was a little bit difficult. Chandeliers banging around. But now, we've got the bread hanging there. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Let me see if I can find the right, there we go. Got the right camera. So we've got that. It doesn't say to glue the stove in yet, but it also said to make sure that the stove was not, or that the bread is not on the hood. So eventually the stove will get put in place permanently, but I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks really good, as a matter of fact. I'm kind of proud of it. But that is all there is to do in this stage. Let me see. The cord on the stove is for drying fruits and vegetables. There should be some slack. And it does not say whether it doesn't say that the stove stays or has to be glued in. I'm not going to glue it in yet. It does say that the loaf should not touch the hood. I think that looks really good. So that, my friends, is all there is to do in this stage. Hope you're enjoying this build. This is actually the longest video I've done for the Moomin house, I believe. If you are enjoying it, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I love comments. I will respond. And I'm an idiot because I'm sitting here talking like you guys see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go back to this because here we are. Live YouTube. Well, not really live YouTube, but I'm recording a video. I'm sitting here talking about this stuff and I've got the right camera up that I'm looking at, but you guys can't see it. But there's the stove. It's got the drying line here. It's got the bread there. I think it looks pretty good. Like I was saying though, Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I post new content. Leave a comment. I will respond. Really like to hear what people think of my builds. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video and/or stream.
Buckman's Model Mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Buckman's Model Mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden